Welcome to BuildWise, the podcast where construction meets wisdom. Join us as we explore the ins and outs of the construction industry. We're going to share insightful tips, dive into the latest trends. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just getting started in your journey in construction, BuildWise is your go-to valuable source for insights. Let's build a smarter, wiser future together. Like and subscribe now, and stay tuned for a foundation of knowledge in every episode. I am your host, Dan O'Neill, and today, Bree, we are discussing what?
Oh, we're going to get into really kind of the growth in Idaho, more particularly the Treasure Valley, since that's really where most of the growth is happening. Talk about some specific projects and an infrastructure bill and all of that.
Yeah, the growth here is insane, huh?
It is. I mean, it's still relatively smaller from where we came from, but it's still, you know.
I mean, it's going on. I mean, there's so much construction and so much road construction, and it's just nuts.
I know. Like, I swear every summer there's a new road blocked off around my street, and then getting to your house, getting to work.
Well, they say that there's two seasons in Idaho. There's winter and then construction.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense, right? And did you have you had this much, well, okay, so tell me this. When you worked in other states, so more like the warmer states, California, Florida, did you have to plan around weather as much or not really?
Not as much. Mostly it was, rainstorms and stuff like that. But I mean, it just depended. We never had to deal with snow, never really had to deal with, occasionally frost, but
Frost?
yeah, just, it'd be a frosty, dewy morning, but it's, cold. So it turned to frost.
That's funny. So what do people like? Well, I don't know, because I'm sure the Idahoans are probably like, ooh, frost.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Ooh, frost. Big worry.
A little nippy.
So but yeah, so no, not, although I will say that there's that big job there in Temecula that, man, we had millions of gallons of water on that job site in a short amount of time, like a month and a half. I mean, it was crazy. It was a deluge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Remind me again what you guys had to like pump thousands of gallons of water out, huh?
Well, not only that, but it was, out of all the trenches and stuff like that. But then you had to just, people think rain delays are just, okay, quit raining. No. It's raining. It's the saturation. And yeah, so.
So whose pocket does that come out of? Because it costs money to have to, pump it and wait.
There's clauses in the contract, acts of God, and unforeseen conditions and things like that. So
okay,
it should be the owners. I mean, it sucks, but
yeah.
But then again, being diligent about paying attention. I mean, if you're really doing a good job, you're really paying attention to weather.
Yeah. That's why it's so important to get in. Like, I know when we've talked to prospective clients, it's like, when are you looking to build? And if they're looking kind of around getting, fall time, it's like, okay, well, we got to get started on certain things, because then we have winter setting in and then we have problems or delays. So, yeah, it's super important to be on top of that.
Yeah, so when we did that job, we started with the entrance and got a tractor stuck. And then you never know when, it's, they can forecast the weather, but you never know for sure. So we were trying to get the entrance in before it rained.
Yeah.
And then it rained kind of while we were doing it. And then, just came in and just.
Have you ever had it start to rain while you're pouring concrete? Because isn't that like, a big.
Yeah.
Big problem.
We've had that happen a few times. Not a lot, because you pay pretty close attention to the weather.
Yeah.
And even if it's chancy, you try not to. If you think you can get it finished and get a good tight finish on it, then maybe, but then you throw plastic over it, but it's still not a good thing to do.
Well, yeah, but like states like Florida, it rains it's like bipolar. It'll rain one minute and then it's like, oh, I'm gone. Nope, I'm back. Ah!
Yeah. Well, yeah, Florida, man, you can get freak storms just blow in and blow out.
So, well, when when you're in Idaho or sorry. Sorry. I'm not trying to laugh at you. It is snorted. It's hot up here. Like really hot. Well, when you're not dealing with weather, and when you are in the construction season, so to speak, in Idaho, there's a lot of road closures and things like that, which are so irritating. I'm so over it. But I understand it because obviously there's a ton of growth.
The road closures bug the crap out of me.
Yeah.
I mean,
would you do it better?
Oh, we've done it better.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much any freshman out of high school could do it better. I mean, it's insane how that's, I get that you have weather issues to beat during the winter and all that stuff, and so, but like this morning coming over here, I turn left and they've just got the road shut down. I turn right and they've got the road shut down.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and there's no coordination between any, the city that they're doing the business in, like in where I came from. If I was doing a road closure, I had to apply for it. And what they would do when you do that is, let's just say I applied for a road closure on, the 25th. But then Joe Blow, the other contractor at the end of the street, he applied for it on the same day.
Yeah.
They go, no. This guy's going to take 2 weeks. You either got to do it before him or after him, because we're not going to shut down both ways.
Yeah.
Of egress.
Well, I heard that in Star, the city of Star, they have major road closures until the middle of July. So we pulled something up here just to kind of show you guys. I mean, if you're in Star, you're going to be around Star. It's probably good to know what you're getting into, because there's going to be a lot of, what do they call it? Detours. There's going to be a lot of detours, and you're going to have to go around a lot of traffic because they're only allowing Star residents.
But by the time this airs, that's probably going to be done.
No, I told you I'm going to put it up next week.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's insane. And then I mean, there's just so many, I could go on forever about this, but so they do work, right? Mm-hmm. And they have these signs, road closure signs, right? They'll put the road closure up 2 weeks or a week before they even get started.
I know.
It's one thing to have all the signage and everything staged and set off to the side for that day.
Yeah.
And maybe a sign up saying road closure on, and that's another thing too, is usually we'd have to put up a road closure warning sign for, can't remember what it was, 10 days prior or 7 days prior.
Yeah.
And offer a different, the road's going to be closed between these dates, use whatever exit, whatever. But here, they'll literally block the road, block access for 2 extra weeks while they think about getting to it.
I didn't know that. I just kind of figured.
They do it all the time. And then they get done with the job and they'll leave the damn sign up again.
So would you say that
the delineators and everything, and they just leave them there, until one of us goes and just shoves them out of the way and drives through.
So would you say that any of these road closures have ever caused you to be late to any kind of like meeting or anything like that?
Totally. And they're just, I think they're a necessary evil. I think that the expansion here is growing so fast that they've got to do it, right?
Yeah.
But they don't put any thought into it whatsoever.
Yeah. So would you say that it's now an excuse, since I've been late to work and I've used that as an excuse? And then you're like, you can plan around it. Like, I couldn't.
However,
Gotcha.
I still beat you here.
Well, yeah, because you live down the road. I live.
But it's just bad. And they'll leave the delineators up forever, or they'll leave gravel all over the road, which is like another subject matter, sweeps.
Oh, what about the trucks on the road? How many broken windshields have you had?
Oh yeah, there's nothing. So you'll see trucks going everywhere, and they've got covers for the trucks, right? So you don't throw gravel and break windows. Full loads of gravel the truck covers totally forward, no big deal. Not getting cited, not getting anything. Meanwhile, I'm paying hundreds of dollars each year. I probably have 2 or 3 broken windshields a year.
It's so bad. And I see them, like I'll start coming up on one, and it's like, okay, do I slow down and just kind of hang back, or do I speed up and go around them? Because while I'm trying to speed up and go around, I hear just like this click, click, clack, clack, clack all over my windshield.
Yeah, I mean, it's horrible. And then you like honk, and they're like,
Yeah, they don't care.
Yeah, they don't
And it
care.
even says, I think a lot of them have little signs on the back of the truck that they're not responsible for your broken windshield. And it's like,
well,
so that's how you get around it?
That doesn't, and just FYI, that doesn't cover negligence. So that happens to me again, and that covers back, I'm calling.
He's
Trust me.
serious. Better watch out.
And I hope this message gets out, and I hope more people call to the point where somebody starts being accountable and responsible for their job. And that's all part of the stuff that we're talking about here, is being responsible. And, you know, these are in the construction industry, there's a material supply haulers that, you know, aren't doing a good job. Now, there's some that do, but there's a lot that don't.
Yeah.
And they drive in the left lane, and they don't, you know, they just, I don't know. It's so nerve-wracking.
So nerve-wracking, frustrating. So since we're all about like bringing attention to the good, the bad, all of that in construction, what can people do? What can we do to try and fix that? Because I'm sure, I mean, it's not just you and I that are getting broken windshields. Mom has. I think Brett has. I know a lot of people that have had those issues.
Well, and so like I just said,
So they should call.
I think what needs to happen, you know, I don't care about those stupid signs on the back of their truck.
Yeah.
I think that if they're being that, you know, snap a picture, or do use your, I'm not telling you to drive with a phone in your hand, but I'm just saying, you know, get a picture of it
Your
with a
passenger
dash cam or something, that he's driving down the road without the cover on.
Yeah.
You send, you know, whether you get it or not, send them the down bill for your windshield.
Yeah.
And just be that squeaky wheel, because it's
gotta change.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it probably wasn't so bad before, when there was an occasional truck or two. But I know, talking to everyone, broken windshields are just a part of life here. So.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that it needs to stay that way. We can always improve.
Well, what's sad is it's an excuse to be irresponsible.
Well, it's dangerous too. Like, I know it's caused me not to like jerk swerve, but you know, just it makes you jerk a little bit. And
wait a minute, you got a feather on your ear?
Yeah, feathers are good luck. So you're in good luck.
I was wondering what you had underneath your. Yeah. So all right.
I'm gonna fly away.
Feather brain.
Only on Mondays.
No thanks.
No thanks. By the way, this is because my daughters always steal my shirts. So.
But yeah, it's just irresponsible. And every time I turn around, it's just like, I was reading this article on the Star Road closure, and it basically says in there that the police are ready to cite for people breaking the rules, right?
Yeah.
Well, how about make it not so it ticks off people? Like, a lot of people go around them.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people just ignoring them and going around them. Now, I don't agree with that. Like, I know that there's some turnarounds, roundabouts over here, and they had the signs up for so long, and they were taking forever to get it done. And then people just started going through it. They just started driving right through it.
Yeah.
And I don't agree with that, because that's a construction.
It could be dangerous, though.
That's a construction zone. You don't know if it's going to drop off. But I've seen them where, I actually did this in Boise a few years ago. They were redoing the bike path.
Okay.
And they literally threw signs up like 2 weeks prior to them starting, blocked off the entire bike path for 2 weeks, did nothing. I mean, you're talking about a sign about yay wide and some cones, you know. How about this? Have it swung off to the side. Day of, guy walks out, shuts the gate, takes his little cart, goes down the bike path, closes the other one. They start work.
Yeah.
You get
They're
2
just
extra
lazy.
weeks out of your schedule. And then when they get done, they leave it up for 2 weeks. And then they got their equipment set and strewn all up and down the sides because that's the safety issue. How about this? Scheduled to be picked up sooner, like the day you're done. I mean, it's like not super genius stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, speaking about Boise, there is a building called, well, I don't think it's called the Arthur. I think it's on, oh wait, maybe it is called the Arthur. Okay, the Arthur, formerly known as 12th and Idaho, will replace a 24,000 square foot surface parking lot with a 420,000 square foot, 26-story mixed-use building, including 298 residences, ground floor retail space, and structured parking. This is going to cost about $140 million. I wonder what people are going to really think about it, because there's a building going up right now, and everyone's saying it's kind of an eyesore. They don't like it. It obstructs the view of the foothills. So is Boise getting too big? Or, I mean, you can't stop the growth. How do you stop that?
is this is that Oppenheimer building
Yeah.
in Boise? No?
Green Globes program. Yeah. I believe.
sure?
White Oaks Realty. That was. Yep, Oppenheimer Development Corporation. So.
Oppenheimer Development Corporation.
Yep.
So I saw a picture of it. Trying to find it on here.
Look up the Arthur, 120 North.
What's it called?
The Arthur.
The Arthur?
The Arthur.
The
And the Round Table.
Arthur Foundation Hotel.
Wait.
What?
Huh?
The Arthur what?
Look up. Is this Boise Dev? Just look up the Arthur building in Boise. Guarantee you'll find it.
Arthur?
Yeah, you're finding pictures
Building.
of the show Arthur,
I know. Yeah.
the kids TV show.
Boise.
Well, okay, there you go.
Is that it?
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah. So what goes into building something like that?
What's that?
What goes into building something like that? Because they've got to close things down. Streets are going to be closed, and Boise's already packed and already has a traffic issue. So how do you, like, if you were to be on that job, what would you do to...
It's got a cool top to it. That's what I always said about Boise is you need a really cool top, like a rooftop diner.
Oh,
not
heck
diner,
yeah.
but
I love
like
rooftop.
Really nice restaurant.
Yeah.
There's a couple down there. I wouldn't say they were great, but I mean, as far as like they say, oh, rooftop, and it's like on the second floor or something. It's stupid.
Oh, have you been to Barbacoa's? I like Barbacoa's rooftop dining.
No, I haven't. Where's over there
Yeah.
off in that one's nice. That overlooks the pond and stuff.
And then they just built Koa. That's in Eagle, and it's not rooftop, but it's like right by the lake, and it's really beautiful. It's
Very cool.
really nice outdoor dining. Because that's the other thing. I was talking to somebody recently about like some great restaurants that have really nice outdoor dining, and a lot of like on Eagle Road, there's not a whole lot. But I would say as we're building out Idaho, why don't we get some restaurants that have some really nice outdoor dining areas or rooftop areas, and then call us to build.
Yeah, no kidding. There's more restaurant. There's neat stuff coming.
Yeah.
But it's just taking a little while. I mean, there's some nice restaurants. We need some nice restaurants kind of between Caldwell and Nampa.
Yes, I agree with that. I really think that it's just trickling over. It's like the waterfall over into the next city, because I see that, it's like Boise's kind of filling out, and then, they're building out Meridian. Now Meridian off of 10 Mile, there's going to be a whole other development for like a second village, but it's not quite a village. There's just going to be a lot of development all off that exit right there. So that's coming up, and I know that there's quite a few things that are happening in Nampa, but it's just going to take a few years for us to get those. And there's also going to be 2 more In-N-Outs. Just had to throw that in there.
I heard.
So lots of traffic.
I heard. I'm not a big In-N-Out fan.
I don't know why.
Because I'd rather go to Sid's or somewhere little guy.
Okay, well, Sid's is great. And, of course, my kids love those gigantic shakes that are sugar on crack on crack on crack. But but no, those places are fun. But if you're going to go to like a fast food restaurant, heck yeah, I'm going to support In-N-Out. They got Bible verses all over their stuff.
Yeah, that they do. That they do.
So there you go.
Yeah, those are neat builds. Anyway, and yeah, we used to build those kind of things all the time. The fast food chains, we did that a lot.
Okay, speaking of In-N-Out and how they designed and structured the way that their traffic was going to go, because if you looked that up, if you knew anything about the In-N-Out in Meridian, the wait on the first few weeks, it was 8 hours, which is nuts. I mean, people the night before were camping out, and I mean, people we're diehards, right? But they set that up, and the structure was so well planned and thought out. The way they set up the cones, and then they had these whole waiting areas. It snaked into this overflow parking lot, and it was just set up really well. And so if they could put that much thought into the road construction, it would make everybody's life so much better and so much easier.
Yeah, I was going to say it's not their first rodeo. Well, it's the cities and counties not their first rodeo either.
Yeah.
And the transportation department. I mean, they just don't, either they don't care or they don't know.
Yeah.
Or they're just lazy. I mean, it's one of the three.
Lazy. I would say lazy.
I think it's a little bit of that. I also think that they just probably, their mindset probably is geared towards, we got to get it done.
Yeah, yeah.
Ha cha cha cha.
Yeah. Well, if you're not waiting on construction, road work stuff, then in the winter you're waiting on weather.
Yeah, that's true.
I would say the traffic still isn't really that bad. It's just the going around and all of that is just really annoying and inconvenient. But.
All right, everybody. I think we're probably wrapping this up today. Thank you for your time. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. And we will catch you on the next one.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.